Imagine teaching a robot to use its hands. It learns from watching expert demonstrations. But here's the catch. Experts often pause before tricky maneuvers. The robot copies these pauses a little too well, getting stuck in what researchers call policy idling. Instead of trying to erase these pauses, this paper flips the problem around. The researchers propose pause-induced perturbations, or PIP. When the robot freezes, they give it a gentle nudge toward its starting position. That small shove helps the robot break out of its stuck state and continue the task. Even better, the data collected from these nudged rollouts improves the policy for future attempts. In tests, this simple trick boosted success rates by up to 35% in real-world dexterous tasks. So the message is clear. Sometimes when your robot stalls, all it needs is a little push.
Let's dive into the challenges of robotic skillfulness. You might think that with all our advanced tech, robots would be smooth operators. But surprisingly, they often hit issues, especially with precise tasks. One common hiccup is what we call idling. Picture a robot that's supposed to pick up a delicate object, but just stands there, stuck in one spot. This usually happens because the training data doesn't nudge the robot to take bold actions when needed. The authors of this paper have a clever solution for this: pause-induced disturbances, or PIP. Instead of fighting these idling moments, they see them as opportunities to improve the robot's actions. The idea is to spot these pauses and introduce small disturbances, nudges, that push the robot out of its comfort zone. This concept is somewhat inspired by physics, where small disturbances help explore new dynamics. Now take a look at the figure here. It shows how these pauses appear at key moments in a task, hinting at their importance. By leveraging these pauses, the authors discovered that robots could perform up to 35% better. It's like finding hidden potential in what seemed to be a problem. This approach not only boosts immediate performance, but also refines the robot's learning process for future tasks. It's an exciting twist on handling idling in robotic training. Moving on, let's delve into the core contributions and methods the paper discusses. Idling behavior is identified as a major reason for policy failures in various settings. To tackle this, the authors propose an autonomous disturbance strategy that detects these idling states to boost test time performance. Think of it as giving a gentle nudge to a stuck robot, helping it break free and complete its task more effectively. But there's more. The authors also show how these disturbances can aid in repeated policy improvement. They gather data from these disturbed trials, offering a new approach using preference-based learning. This helps cut down on transitions that cause idling in future attempts. It's like learning from mistakes in a smart, targeted way. The researchers validate these ideas with challenging tasks and show significant improvements. Their disturbance strategy enhances test time performance notably. Now look at the related work section, where they mention past methods for identifying tricky states, those moments when robots get stuck. The paper argues that their novel approach using idling detection is simpler and avoids complex computations or extra supervision. In the broader context, this ties back to how repeated learning can become a self-improvement cycle, using intrinsic signals like idling to guide exploration. It's a fresh take on refining robot learning and performance, making the whole process more efficient and robust. Now, let's explore a unique strategy for improving robot learning called pause-induced disturbances, or PIP. Here's the deal. Robots often get stuck when learning tasks, especially during precise actions. This is where PIP comes in. The authors first train an initial policy using expert data to guide the robot's actions. As the robot executes this policy, they observe its behavior to detect where it tends to idle. Once these idling states are identified, the real magic happens. During the robot's test time runs, when it hits a pause, they introduce a slight disturbance. Instead of just following its learned path, the robot is nudged towards its initial position. It's like giving it a gentle push to get moving again. This tweak helps the robot escape tricky spots and improve its performance. The authors also discuss how these disturbances can be part of repeated learning. By collecting data from both successful and failed attempts, they further refine the robot's actions. Using a method called preference-based imitation learning, they maximize the likelihood of successful transitions and minimize the chances of hitting idling states again. This approach strikes a balance between exploiting known successful behaviors and exploring new, potentially better strategies. This sets the stage for how these ideas are tested in experiments, which we'll dive into next. It's a fascinating blend of practical tweaks and sophisticated learning, aiming to make robots more adept at handling complex tasks. Let's take a visual deep dive into how idling affects robotic tasks and how the PIP strategy comes to the rescue. Look at figure 2 here. It gives us a glimpse into the robot's journey during tasks like placing a glass on a rack or handling a fruit bowl. The top graphs show that when the robot idles, it struggles to complete its tasks, indicated by low joint position changes. You can see how these moments of idling correspond to tricky maneuvers like grasping an object. But here's the interesting part. The bottom graphs reveal how applying disturbances helps the robot snap out of idling. There's a clear shift from idling to successful task completion, like a story of redemption where the robot finally gets it right after a nudge. Next, check out figure 3, which introduces the Ailosha test suite. It's a playground of sorts for robots, where they try out various tasks demanding precision. From mugs to plates, these tasks test the robot's skill and adaptability. Lastly, figure 4 showcases a real-world task with a Dexterous hand, a high-tech tool designed for precise connector insertion. The images show the setup and the tools, emphasizing the intricate nature of these tasks. Altogether, these figures paint a vivid picture of the challenges and triumphs in robotic manipulation, illustrating the transformative power of well-timed disturbances. Now let's delve into how idling impacts robot performance and the effectiveness of PIP. Check out Table I here. It gives us a snapshot of idling's role in failures across different tasks. It's clear that idling is a major culprit, especially in the Ailosha and Dexterous tasks, accounting for a high percentage of failures. Now look at Table 2, which adds another layer by examining action variability. During idling, the robot's actions are more repetitive, showing lower variability compared to non-idling states. This suggests that when idling, the robot tends to stick to the same ineffective actions rather than exploring alternatives. The authors compare PIP's test time performance improvement with other methods. They use several strategies, like a base policy and noise injection, to see which works best. Their findings suggest that while some methods reduce idling, they can also compromise performance if not carefully managed. The paper also explores why idling happens. They propose 2 ideas. The robot might keep repeating suboptimal actions, or it could be switching actions too variably. The evidence supports the first idea, with idling states showing more consistent but ineffective actions. In essence, this section highlights the need to address idling strategically, ensuring robots can break free from repetitive, unproductive cycles to enhance their overall performance. Let's take a deeper look at how PIP can transform robot performance. Look at figure 5. It's a visual feast, showing us how PIP stacks up against other policies in the Ailosha task suite. PIP shines by significantly boosting success rates compared to base policies. It's clear that PIP's strategic nudges help overcome those troublesome idling spots, leading to better outcomes across tasks. Switching to figure 6, the spotlight is on a real-world connector insertion task. Here, PIP's effectiveness is evident, improving success rates by 15 to 35% across different connectors. It's fascinating how these disturbances help the robot grasp and insert objects more efficiently, especially in tricky scenarios. Table 3 provides a neat summary of success rates for specific tasks, reinforcing PIP's effectiveness. Filtering out small actions can sometimes reduce precision, but PIP gracefully sidesteps this pitfall, showing consistent improvements. The page also touches on the importance of using PIP across various architectures and tasks. The gains are most evident in tasks where precision is key, like the fruit bowl and object-on-rack tasks. PIP's ability to adapt and enhance performance, even under different policy classes, showcases its robustness. Overall, these insights illustrate how targeted disturbances can help robots navigate precise tasks, unlocking smoother and more successful operations. Finally, let's highlight the power of PIP in breaking through performance plateaus. Look at figure 7. It tells us a story of stagnation. Here, after training a base policy and adding more trials, traditional methods like noise injection struggle to show progress. It's like being stuck in traffic with no way forward. However, PIP, especially when paired with preference-based learning, manages to push past this barrier, showing notable improvements. Then we have figure 8, which further emphasizes PIP's impact. Across multiple rounds of repeated improvement, PIP consistently outperforms both the base policy and other variants. It's like having a secret weapon that turns the tide in your favor, allowing the robot to refine its skills and adapt more effectively. The text explains why this happens. By recognizing and leveraging idling states, PIP provides crucial insights that enhance both learning and real-world application. The benefits are clear. Reduced idling leads to better task execution and smoother transitions between learning phases. Looking ahead, the paper suggests potential avenues for expanding this work. More sophisticated disturbance techniques could unlock even greater performance leaps, and integrating these methods with interactive learning approaches could accelerate progress. It's an exciting glimpse into the future of robotic learning and manipulation. Thanks for joining us today. Happy exploring together.